Girlfriend, 25F, cheated and disappeared. I, M25, moved on with F24. Now she's back angry at me. What am I supposed to do? My girlfriend ghosted me while we went long distance. When she finally replied, she admitted to sleeping with her coworker. After a few months, I moved on and started dating my stylist. Everything was going well, and I posted pictures of us at a family event. But when my ex saw them, she bombarded me with angry texts and messaged my new girlfriend with nasty comments. My now ex-girlfriend and I met and started dating early 2022. I always felt on my guard with her because she was a 10/10, and I couldn't figure out why she decided to date me, let alone be in a relationship with me for a year. We went long distance in 2023 because she got a great opportunity to go to Europe for work on a 1-year contract. It was huge money and an opportunity for her to travel, but I couldn't afford to go. We video chatted regularly, talked throughout the day by text, and things seemed manageable a few months in. I started feeling anxious because she mentioned a guy she worked with who always hit on her, but she assured me nothing would happen, and she really missed me. 1 week, she didn't answer and left me on read for 2 weeks. I finally asked if she was okay and if something happened. She finally answered and said that she had made a mistake and didn't know how to tell me. She wound up going out with that coworker and slept with him. She told me the sex was completely shitty and described a few things and how it made it so weird. Things I wish I didn't know. Im told her I was really hurt because she promised nothing would happen and we were still in a relationship. She said she understood she hurt me and it was hard for me, but she chose to be honest. She said she needed some space to sort out everything and it felt like she wanted me to feel bad for her. A month went by. I reached out once and she left me on read. 1 month became 2, then 3. I gave up. I went to therapy after a few weeks because I was so devastated. I had gone to this therapist after I got out of college at 18, so it's been helpful, but I just wrote off the relationship and decided it was time to move on. I felt angry at first, thought about sleeping with one of my coworkers or friends, but I never did. After 4 months, I asked out the girl who had been my stylist for almost a year. She was super sweet and always subtly flirted with me. We went out and it was just a breath of fresh air. She was very beautiful and kind, and we talked so easily and had a great time with each other. We went on 5 or so dates before we said we were a thing. I told her about what happened with my ex, and I considered it over and in the past, but I had some trust issues and she understood. Her ex did cheated on her too, a few years prior. It's been almost 6 months since my ex cheated on me. My new girlfriend met my parents and I met her mom. Things have gone very well, and I can't explain everything has been just easy, less anxious, and fun. We had a family party at my parents' place this last weekend. I decided to post some photos to my Instagram of me and her doing some of the games, and just a photo of us together. I woke up the next morning to a flood of angry texts from my ex for abandoning our relationship and not being man enough to tell her it was over and I had moved on. I blocked her number, and then she continued on Instagram and even emailed. Finally, I responded saying she didn't deserve to be mad. She cheated and turned her back on everything. She and the relationship was dead to me, and she needed to live with what she did. She also messaged my new girlfriend some nasty things about how she looked, how we were together, and she couldn't replace her. My girlfriend was upset with her, but didn't take it to heart. She also blocked my ex, and we've just been trying to proceed as normal. But my ex's friends have also messaged me as the bad guy. I don't feel like this is something I need to answer for. Last year, she slept with a married man, Juan, and she felt very proud about it. She saw no wrong in her doings. He was a guy from military, men who she sees as worthy and superior because she likes men in power. She would never even look at a guy her age or with a job she doesn't consider masculine enough. Once she turned down a guy after she learned he majored in psychology, and she finds that feminine. Although she never succeeded in this because the teacher had morals, she tried to seduce him. She is smart. Her grades were good, so not for that. Just to prove herself, she can. Her father was informed about this by the school because she crossed all the lines and her father beaten her up for being a hoe, instead of talking to her. That was actually the one and only time I remember my husband saying something about her, good or bad, and he said that we should limit her time with our daughter because although he cares for her, as she is my niece, he doesn't want his daughter to look up to her as an example. She did many totally immoral things in the past years, and I covered for her as much as I could. Her father either wouldn't care if he was drunk or slap her around. My mother is very religious, and I also tried to keep everything from her. So, no, she is not a victim. Update. I have an update. My mother tried to talk to her again, and Anastasia, my niece, told her that she hates me and she hated me for years, that I have everything and didn't have to work for it, that she was left behind by her mother, was pitied, and even mocked at school by others because she has a loser drunk father. While I had a perfect life, a perfect career, and a perfect husband, I was envied and admired. She was shamed and pitied. I also needed to return home because it will affect me in court if I don't allow my husband to see his daughter. I found a mess in my bedroom. My husband was cleaning it up with my mother. Anastasia threw out all my stuff from the closet and wanted to put hers there. Mother said that my husband needed to grab her hands and immobilize her because she acted crazy, hit him, and in the end he also hit her to stop her from scratching and kicking my mother. Confirmed, she did attack her. My husband called a doctor to give her something to calm her, and this worked. He begs me to forgive him. He was always the arrogant, confident man who was being begged for one thing or another by people around him. I never seen him so ruined. My mother cried and told me this is not the first time she attacks her when angry, but she never did anything about it because the girl suffered enough, and having something like that on her record might hurt her future even more. Also, my brother continues to be a total piece of, and asked my husband if he will give him more money because of this. It almost sounds like he wants her to be a prostitute. Okay, maybe it's too much, but it def goes that way. I just want to stop talking to all of them. Comments. Commenter. No matter what happens, she sounds like she has mental health issues and needs to see a professional OP. She is full of hatred because of her life story, but this is not an excuse. Other people had it worse. She was left behind by mother, but she had me. She had my mother. Later, my husband stepped in to manage the issue with her drunk father. She wasn't in orphanage. She wasn't starving. She has a college degree, a good job, all because we cared for her. Even in high school, she had this weird satisfaction if another girl's boyfriend flirted with her. Commenter, please contact a lawyer ASAP. Your husband has cheated on you twice now, and with your niece the second time. His behavior is abhorrent, and you do not deserve such treatment. Get your custody and everything sorted, and make sure you are taken care of in the divorce. You don't have to go scorched earth. But remember, him being this proud man and provider means nothing when you are no longer together. You deserve to find someone who won't step out on you and is only nice when he begs for forgiveness. Please get into therapy. It will help deal with this. Feel free to PM me as my parents divorced from infidelity. Happy to help guide from a child's perspective. Also, get a RO on the niece. Thank you for sticking around until the end. If you liked our videos, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to keep up with our latest content. Have a wonderful day. Relevant comments. Commenter, I love how you're the one who's not man enough to end things when she literally ghosted you because she couldn't face the consequences of her own actions and talk about it. Commenter, block the ex and her friends. She's had buyer's remorse and wants back in the relationship. This whining and bullying are not going to get her back with you. Commenter, why get sucked into this petty back and forth with her? She left him on read so many times, and as long as she thought she had his attention, she was happy. When she realized he moved on, she lost her shit. This kind of person thrives on attention. If he gets sucked in, she still has his attention. If he blocks her and moves on with his life, that will be the ultimate revenge. It'll blow her mind. She'll hate it and won't be able to understand it. She'll 100% keep pestering him for a bit, hoping to get a rise out of him. If he doesn't take the bait, she'll be livid. Story 2. New update. AIO. 25F. Think my 33M boyfriend is lying to me and is gay with his best friend. We are set to get married soon. We have been together for 3 years. We have great sex. He tells me he loves me. He wants kids. And he tells me it's just a joke, and they do this because it's funny. His best friend, we'll call him Tyler for the sake of this post, and he talks sexually to each other all the time. I've seen over his shoulder texts saying things like, "I'ma pound your ass so hard it's gonna hurt to walk" days after. And I have seen photos of both of them sending pictures of their dicks. I was snooping last night. I know I shouldn't do that. But Tyler sent my fiancé a photo of his boner a couple of days ago, and my fiancé said, "Nice dick, bro." And things like, "Too bad I'm not gay or I'd suck that hog." Like it almost seems like they are joking, but sending actual pictures of their dicks. Like multiple times and both of them hard, talking like this pretty regularly. AIO, please help. We are set to get married soon, and I'm worried he is cheating on me with Tyler. Edit. I don't have a problem with him being gay. I have a problem with him cheating on me. Update. I'm going to play it cool for a couple of days and just keep an eye on their behavior. Tyler is coming over to hang out this coming Tuesday afternoon, and I might say something to gauge their reactions. Not sure what yet, but something to see if they look at each other weird or something. IDK. I'll update later when I know my plan. I hope this turns out all to be just some big joke between them. Update. Wow. I'll start with that. I didn't say anything when they were together. I was full of anxiety and all in my head, and I just couldn't do it. I brought it up this morning before he left for work. I said something to the nature of, "I looked at your phone and I would love to know why you two are sexting with each other. I'm not comfortable with it, and we need to talk about this. Are you gay, or?" He literally burst out laughing as I'm tearing up asking this. He says this is all a big joke. He says that this whole thing started because they were making fun of homophobes and people who are insecure with their sexuality, and it went from jokes to full-on dick pics. He said they talk about how it's so funny that seeing a dick makes you gay, or people find it gross, when in fact, it's no different than a picture of an ear or hand. It's a big inside joke, because straight men are not supposed to act like this, and people who think that makes you gay or weird are just insecure and childish. He says that it started with just sending pictures of dicks from the internet, and eventually led to them sending their own because of the shock value. I literally do not know what to think about this. I told him to stop it now, and he said he would respect that and not do it anymore, but also said I need to chill, and doesn't like that I looked at his phone. Ugh. I did see him start talking on his phone as he was leaving the driveway, probably bitching about me. Story 3. New update. My husband slept with my niece while I was on business trip. This niece is my brother's daughter, and she is 23. For more than a year, I felt she is looking way too much at my husband, 40, but my mind couldn't accept this, and I told myself I am crazy. I know she admires him. She is very vocal about it. I didn't do anything because I never saw anything suspicious on his side. My brother is a loser, to be frank, and a stupid excuse of a father. Drinks, gambles, and usually unemployed. My husband collects him frequently from hospital and pays for the medicine he has for liver. A lot of times when my niece was still a child, I took care of her, cooked for her, got her ready for school. Her mother left with someone else, and she abandoned her, with her father. My husband is the complete opposite of him. He takes care of his appearance, has successful business, 45 employees. She looks up to him and said she learnt a lot from him about how a business work. When the line was really crossed was when one day she insisted to iron his suit. He always wears suits and ties, and she wanted to prepare it for him. I was very busy with my 7-year-old daughter, who had a hard time getting used to the new school, and I let it pass, a very stressful period for me, and she helped. I told her I will just order food every day, but she wanted to be useful, so she said. She cooked what he liked to eat, never asked what we wanted, just what he wanted. And 3 days ago I found out he slept with her while I was away on a business trip. I let my daughter with them in the house, but he took her to my mother. I actually got an anonymous text, which turned out to be from a friend of hers. I hoped it a stupid joke, but I told him I know he slept with her, and he started apologizing and explaining that it happened just once, that they had wine and it happened. I don't know what to do now. Edit. We'll add this to my post. Another reason why I think he didn't groom her was that this is not the first time she sleeps with a married man. She did it last year too. I had a talk with her back then, and she was very proud of what she'd done. She wasn't looking for love. She just fancied the idea to sleep with a man in power. That man was also with high social status, and in military. It's her thing. She sees these kind of men as superior and worthy. She never gave any chance to a guy her age, and she looked down on them. She is not like a lot of modern young women who want to be independent and strong. She knows she is beautiful and is playing the beauty card. She is extremely feminine, to the point that even her voice is always soft and low, like she wants to appear submissive and good girl. She never went clubbing, for example, because good girls don't do that. Doesn't want a driver license because she feels it's masculine to drive a car. Opsis reply in comment. I wish I could make this a top comment. I think I responded kindly to as many as I could. I agree that in usual cheating situations, hating the mistress is pointless, but stop telling me that I shouldn't care about her because he is the one who made vows to me. Sorry, not sorry, but I do very much care about what she did too. I treated her like my own child. Other things that I already pointed out, but feel the need to repeat. 1. She is not a child. She will be 24 in less than a week. She has a college degree and responsibilities at work, where no one sees her as a child. 2. This is not the first time she sleeps with a married man. She is very different from most of the women her age. She doesn't want to be independent. She doesn't want to be equal to men. She is extraordinarily beautiful, and she knows that, and probably all her money goes into looks. She reads books about ladies' manners, how ladies should act, about how to be feminine. Doesn't drive a car because that is something a man does.